Yep, we're
Alright.
recording.
Cool.
Brad?
It's the intro song. It isn't very long.
I have not.
Hey,
I
we're
have
back.
not. I have not missed that.
I still hate that.
No.
Alright, let's get the
Yeah.
obvious out of the way. Brad, why are you wearing a mask?
First things first. Fucking wash your hands and stay safe, people.
We
Very nice
we can get into that later.
Yeah, but that's what brings into this. I'm wearing this mask because work for safety reasons, so I could wear a mask at work. I had to shave my fucking beard.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my beautiful face now.
Big reveal.
Do it. Big reveal. Do
Big
it.
reveal. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Because we haven't seen this yet. By
No,
the way.
we haven't
don't
yet.
know what he looks like.
I don't know what he looks like.
Wait, what?
I said we haven't seen this yet, so we don't know what you look like.
Yeah, true. I'm delaying this as long as I can.
Big reveal.
Fucking hurry up.
Oh.
Oh goddamn.
I almost fell out of my fucking chair. It was 2 weeks ago, so it has come back slightly.
I'm so angry about this. I'm so angry about this.
I love how it's come back slightly. It looks like it's just never changed.
It literally, yeah, he's like, that was 2 weeks
It
ago.
was-
I shaved
It was
2
like
weeks ago.
that.
This is what this looks like 2 weeks for me.
It was like there beforehand. Like
Yeah, I know, but see, we
I could
didn't
plan
notice
it.
that.
I'm pretty
We
sure there's
wanted,
a picture of me.
this is why I wanted to do the podcast like immediately after you
Weeks
shaved it,
ago.
because I've never seen you without a beard ever in my entire life.
I reckon.
Here's one for you. If anyone's ever seen me clean, Matt's seen me clean.
Yeah, I was about to say I've probably
Matt
seen
when I-
it.
Yeah, but like there's obviously
met me when I
pictures
was
and shit of
14.
your Facebook and that, like when you were younger. But I mean, like, as an adult,
As an adult.
there is
Um,
no pictures of you without a beard.
Yeah. There's a challenge for you, internet. Go find a clean-shaven Brad.
Dude, it's
Go.
been years since I've actually seen you clean shaven, surely.
I'm so angry. I really wanted it, even because you were Snapchatting me when it was happening, and I was like, "This is awesome."
Yeah,
I'm going to see.
I
And then
did
you
the
just
Snapchat video.
never replied, and I was like,
Yeah.
"You're the
I
biggest
had like a towel over my face like this. I'm like, nope, no one's seeing.
Yeah, no, I was like legitimately angry about that. Legitimately.
Oh, well.
Fuck you.
So,
There'll be another. Oh, we need another global pandemic, and then
yeah, so I guess we can talk about that. So we are filming this while in the middle of one of the biggest pandemics ever, and I know Brad's been in isolation for the last 2 weeks.
yeah,
Yeah.
2 weeks today. I'm back at work tomorrow. Thank fuck for
So
that.
because Brad was doing his placement for his course, so he was actually in full quarantine, I would say. Like, you can't really
Well,
leave.
we should. Well, for everyone who doesn't know, Brad is a paramedic.
Yeah,
right?
training to be a paramedic. I don't know why I have socks on my desk.
Yeah.
So I was, long story short, I'm going to keep it brief because I don't want to talk too much details. I was working in an ambulance because placement. Ambulance, fucking first protocol, like literally in the firing line of like sick people, and so high risk of exposure to this shit. And so my other work was like, go in quarantine for 2 weeks now that you're back because like stop the spread.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm like, all right, that's fair. And so I was in 2 weeks quarantine, and that finishes as of tomorrow. I left my house like twice to do essential grocery shopping. And yeah.
Yeah, so
That's been me. I've
yeah.
spent a lot of this time playing video games though, so
Yeah, we have.
make the most of it.
So yeah, Brad's been in like full quarantine for the last 2 weeks. I've been in sort of my work stopped working for the last 2 weeks, so I got another 2 weeks in sort of like self isolation. I'm not really going anywhere anyway, so nowhere's open, so I can't really go anywhere anyway. So
Nice. And for me, my little coronavirus story. So this is actually gonna. There's there's a lead up to this because the last podcast we did never came out because someone audio. So there's a lot that's happened. For example,
What
Matt
happened
now
there?
he's a wrestler.
yeah, we'll,
wrestling now. Okay.
I remember some of the things we talked about last podcast.
We'll
we can
try
sort
and
of
catch up on that after.
yeah.
But yeah, so my Rona story actually leads into has to be prefaced. So I went to Brisbane just before this thing got really
like
bad.
It previously on.
Yeah.
like a
So
previous
basically,
one.
what happened is, so I still work at the Vines. I just changed to a new one and got like a full-time job now instead of being a contractor. So now I do a week on and a week off. But because I was really not enjoying where I was, I quit pretty much because I was a contractor. I could quit whenever I wanted. So once I got my start date, I was like, that's only 3 weeks away. Give myself my first like holiday in probably like 4 years. So I quit, gave myself 3 weeks off, and I went to Brisbane. Went and saw Brad. We went to I did 3
What up
shows.
with Nick while we were down?
Yeah, I did 3 shows in 3 nights, and this is for a guy who does not drink very often. Before this Brisbane trip, which was at this point now maybe, when was it? End of February?
End of January?
Yeah, last week of February, first week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Week of
Okay,
February.
so it is currently the 10th of April. So it's that. So that was almost about a month or so ago, right? So what happened was, I went down, and so before that, so end of February, start of March. Before that, I hadn't really drank since October. Like I hadn't been drunk since October. That's how little I drink. And so I went down and I did 3 gigs, 3 shows, 3 nights on the piss, back to back to back. I'm getting old. Oh my god, no. Right. So then had an awesome time. It was really awesome. We saw Alpha Wolf, Wage War, Polaris, and Crystal Lake. It was awesome.
Yeah,
Had a
fucking
brilliant time. Amazing show. And then Saturday I went to the side show after that, which was Crystal Lake, Wage War, and Mirrors. Again, phenomenal. Got to meet a lot of the bands. It was really awesome. I got photos with pretty much everyone I wanted to.
I'm fucking pissed off that you got a picture with the drum that's been signed.
The symbol, yeah. I didn't. It's not a picture. I own that.
Well,
I
you got the sign.
Yeah. But
I want you to, but I also don't want you to because I fucking hate you for it.
yeah, no. So I got So yeah, it's really good. It's a blast. And then but all that happened to me is all I did was eat fast food and drink for basically 3 days straight.
Jesus.
It was really, really not good considering how much. Like for anyone who actually gives a shit about their health and like tries to take care of themselves, you will know exactly what that feels like. So Monday morning rolls around, and I'm still in Brisbane for 2 more days. Monday morning rolls around, and I'd booked a heap of inspections at apartments. I woke up pretty much unable to talk, and my body screaming, "Find something that's green and eat it." It was just like,
Drink some of this.
salad.
Drink some of this clear watery.
Like we need, yeah. It's like the clear stuff that's not vodka. Please get some. I was like, okay, but yeah. So I ended up having to cancel a lot of the hotel inspections because I just couldn't talk. Like I was physically really fucking run down. And then so Tuesday shows up, and I wake up early. I check out of the hotel. I get to my airport. I catch my flight. I get home, and I have to basically pack, unpack, repack, and then drive straight out to my new job. So I haven't started this new job yet. I get out there pretty much unable to speak, and it was like to the point where it was causing me physical pain. Like I'm pretty sure I tore vocal cords or something.
Similar to my shaving story, I got the Snapchats from Nick, and he was like,
It was really, really bad. And so I need to be able to speak for my job in case of an emergency as well. So they were like, we don't know what we're going to do with you because you technically can't work, but you're the only experienced one out of all the new people we've put on. So we need to get you out there so you can start doing your fucking job. I'm like, yeah. So basically then what's happened is... Sorry?
They need to get you a translator.
Well, no, because like if
Or
something goes
interpreter.
wrong and I need to get on the radio and I can't use it, I can't talk. So we ended up just pushing me through the training anyway. Everything was all sweet, but it got to the point where it was actually causing me physical pain to like even breathe. I was like, oh, this is bad. And so my current hours now at my new job, I wake up at 3 in the morning and I'm not in bed till 10 at night. So it's big days, and so everything's
Quite
closed
full on.
after. Yeah, so everything's closed after I finish work. So I had to go to the hospital. I went there, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we'll just check you out." They're like, "Oh yeah, it's a bit swollen, pretty red raw. Here's some stuff to have. We'll just go, just make some notes about the back, and we'll come back." And I was like, "Okay, all good." Didn't even think of anything of it whatsoever. And then they come back and they're full geared up, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And they're like, "Yeah, you know about this virus thing, right?" And I'm like, "The what?" I actually had no idea what was happening, and they're like, "Oh, there's a kind of a global pandemic." I'm like,
Oh.
okay."
Oh, okay.
So I ended up. So
Wow.
I actually had to get tested as well. Now that is an experience. Have either of you? Been
No,
tested yet? Brad
is it-
knows.
It's like swabs up the nose, right?
So
Like
what they do
apparently
is they swab your
brutal.
throat and
Yeah.
get like down here, and then they jam it up your nose to like right back. Basically, after you get tested, you're gagging and crying, which is usually how a really good date for me ends. So I was just like, I was just.
You beat me to the joke.
Yeah, I was really uncomfortable. So the funny thing is when they because I came back negative, so I was only isolated for 2 days. But so the really funny part to me was because I'm in where I work, the closest town is a small mining town. It's It's like literally 3 kilometers from one side to the other. It's very small. And so, but because there is literally maybe, I want to say like 6 or 7 mines within a 2-hour radius of that town, you can imagine how nervous people would get if they found out it was happening there. It would shut everything. It would fuck
Definitely.
everything. So they're like, you need to be super fucking secretive about this, like blah blah blah. I'm like, don't know if that's the right call here, but okay, sure. So I go back to my camp room. I'm isolated in there. I check out the next day, clean everything down, and I just kind of pull them to the side and go, hey, look, I'm perfectly healthy. I'm perfectly fine. They're checking me for this shit. You might want to just bomb the room. They went, yep, no worries, all good. Thanks for telling us. And so I said, also, I'll let you know when I get tested. So if you need to shut that room down completely, do you. They went, cool, thanks. So I drive to this fucking town, and I get to the doctor's office, and I call them and tell them what's going on. They're like, yeah, that's all good. We'll just get you around the back. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, come around the back of the practice. I ended up having to get directions. I had to like drive out, around, and through this like alleyway, and it's literally just a brick wall with a door. It looks like a secret room in a video game. I was like, what the fuck? So I called them. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm here. They're like, sweet. They walk out. No shit. The fucking nurse walks out. Shit you not. He's got
like
a
fully
face
gowned
mask,
up, like,
a face mask,
hazmat
a
suit.
welding helmet, a neck down scrubs, and then gloves. She's got plastic gloves, and then
One of
she's
these. One of these works.
Yeah. And then she's got gloves to the elbow as well, and she's got safety glasses on. And she goes, yeah, I'll just get. And I went to go get out of the car to get swabbed. She's like, no, stay in your car. So I like wind my window down. She's like, no, too far, and winds it back up. So there's like this much gap. She like sticks her arm through and is like,
what an experience!
What the fuck is this? Well, like I was laughing. I'm like, this is really fucking stupid.
What an experience!
Yeah, and then I drove home, and then I fucking sat here and played video games for like fucking 2-3 days straight. It was good.
That's good. That's probably gonna segue into our next segment. What have we been playing?
Well, so for those of you who've been hanging out at the streams, obviously Sea of Thieves is a main thing for me. I've also got invited to play this new game coming out called Dread Nautical. That's really cool. It's like a top-down, day-by-day survival game. You find survivors on a ship. It's pretty cool. And tomorrow, actually, I'll talk about what I'm doing tomorrow with this game. But obviously, Animal Crossing and Doom Eternal. I'm doing my Doomsday stream tomorrow, which you guys have seen.
Yes.
Hopefully, you will be there because
I actually
terrified.
might pop in.
There's like 40 or 50 people who were on that poster when I posted it, and I'm like,
I'm very excited actually for it.
Like everyone's in isolation. I'm like, this is the perfect time to actually. I should really be advertising.
I'm back at work tomorrow, but I'll either before or after work, I'll drop in depending if you're still going.
Yeah, well, it depends if I'm dead.
Well,
I might as well talk about it now, I guess. Before.
Yeah.
So Doom Eternal came out, and I haven't touched it. And so basically, I have a friend at this new job who makes his own beef jerky, and he made me this stuff, and he goes, you don't even have to pay for it. He goes, just, I want you to eat it, and I want to watch you. I was like, creepy, but okay. And so he brought it to me.
We should have done it on the podcast.
Oh, I can go get a bit if you want. It's just, it hurts. Like, it causes me pain. So basically what he did is he made it, and he coated it in this thing called Satan Spit. He sent me a picture. So this tube is about that big, and it's in a dropper, like an eyedropper. I was like, oh my fucking god. So I had it. It's delicious. It's really hot, and it just burns. That's all it is. It's mostly burn, not flavor. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the jerky up into like small pieces like about that big. And so the thing with Doom is it has this, I actually think it's called Apocalyptic or Doomsday or something. And it's the hardest difficulty. And when you die, it actually resets your entire game. So basically you have to beat the entire game in one go without dying.
Ooh.
And I was like, cool. So I'm going to play it on that difficulty, and every time I die, I eat a piece of the jerky. Here's the kicker. I don't get any relief, no milk, no water, no bread, until I either complete a level or a checkpoint. I'm not smart. I'm not a smart man.
It's for the views.
Upload
the highlights.
Yeah, no, well, it's gonna be a VOD on Twitch, so I'm hoping, and I'm thinking about recording it as well, so I can maybe send it to someone to edit it down. But, yeah, so 1 o'clock on Saturday, today is Friday, so 1 o'clock tomorrow, and I don't know if Matt will get this up tonight, but anyway, 1 o'clock tomorrow on the 11th of April, PM Brisbane time, Queensland, Australia time, I will be going live with the Doomsday Challenge. Gonna die. Can't wait. Not smart, man. Actually kind of nervous.
Good luck.
It'll be good.
Good luck.
Be a good watch actually.
I love chili, I love spice, but yeah, Nick, you're gonna die.
Yeah. Oh, look, I handled it fine. Like when I ate it, because it doesn't kick in instantaneously. That's the problem. And so I've got this water bottle here. This is a liter, right? So I ate it before, like I ate it in front of him before I jumped in his car to drive 2.5 hours to work. Right? So I ate it, took this, drank this in the first 5 minutes, and then had to sit there and suffer for the next 2 hours. So.
Yeah.
Oh man. It's like it's real proper shit, like, and I'm not one to like over the top react to shit like that. So yeah, but anyway, yeah. So that's what I've been playing. So it's Doom Eternal, Animal Crossing. Oh, actually, I've also been playing Rainbow Six.
Nice. I did actually see you play that. Didn't you get like gold 2 or something?
I got ranked in gold 2, and they've changed the way they rank you now. So it's all based on skill level, not kill death ratio, not wins and losses, which trips me out because I'm not good. The last game I went 0-5. I didn't even get any assists.
Yeah, it's how I used to get ranked high in Siege. You just play with like 4 really good people, and then you get ranked. I like play my placement games, got ranked higher than one of my teammates, and he was actual pissed.
Yeah, so I play with pro players, so people who are on actual pro teams. And so, and the best part about it is it forces me, because I'm playing with people who are such at a high level, it's actually forcing me to play at their level.
Yeah.
So I've gone from being dog shit to like super good. Like I was at the top of the leaderboard for a while in a couple of games, like beating them. And they're like, "What the fuck is happening?" I'm like, and then I got gold 2, and we all just flipped out. It was really funny. Such a chuckle.
Nice.
All right, sorry, I hijacked the podcast there. Sorry.
God, sorry, Nick. Anything else you want to add?
It was my birthday recently.
Yeah.
I'm getting old.
It's your birthday song.
Oh, fuck off.
So, I know Brad's been playing Borderlands. I think he just platinumed it, I reckon.
Yeah, I've been going back and playing a lot of old games that I I don't know if Nick can hear me at all right now because he took his headset off.
No, I had it turned up. I could hear.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I've been playing a lot of old games that I either never played before that are cult classics, or some of my favorites I've just been returning to them.
My name is
I went back. Yes, redid that, 100%. No, so I've gone through the entire Borderlands story again, Borderlands 1, 2, and 3, and even the pre-sequel. I've platinumed all but the pre-sequel, and I will go back and platinum that one. I went back and platinumed Crash Team Racing, Nitro Fueled. What the fuck else have I done? And I started, and I've played Bioshock for the first time, and I fucking love it, and I don't know why I didn't play it for 12 years.
You're basically doing what I did back in the day with my streaming, the Franchise Frenzy, where I take a game that I haven't played and I play its entire franchise.
Yeah, so I'm
like
doing that currently with
Far Cry.
Bioshock, actually. Well, that'd be good. Yeah, doing that with Bioshock. So I finished Bioshock 1. I'm just about to start Bioshock 2, but I got distracted by the new Borderlands 3 DLC, the Love, Guns, and Tentacles, or whatever it's called. Good DLC, alright. Borderlands are exceptional with their DLCs, like.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, Bioshock 2 is the best one. Everyone preferred Infinite, Bioshock 2 is the best one. It's so good.
Alright. I will, next podcast, I will be back with you with an answer on that one.
In a year.
Yeah, see you next year. Yeah, and
we should try to do it monthly. Should try to do it monthly.
You see the monthly beard growth.
Yeah, the monthly tattoo continuum for me.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm getting my back done now.
Yeah, I'm planning my arm.
Yeah, I got a forearm sleeve booked in once this pandemic's over.
Yeah, preach that.
I'll send you a pic of it after the podcast.
Copy.
What else have I been playing?
FIFA.
Oh, and I've just downloaded. We'll get to that one. And I've re-downloaded Shadow of the Tomb Raider and did another playthrough of that one. This time I'm going to go through the DLCs as well, because I hadn't touched that game in, 3 years since it came out? 2 or 3 years? Played it when it first came out, loved it. All the DLCs are now to it, so I'm going to go through and do all those extra tombs, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it in terms of what I've been playing. And yeah, and as Matt said, we've been playing pro clubs on FIFA.
Pro clubs? So I don't play FIFA. What's pro clubs?
So basically, you just control one player. So like.
Oh wow!
And then like.
So it's like
the AI controlled the rest of the players. So it's like me and Brad, and then there's another one of our mates who plays as well. So there's just 3 of us, and then the AI controlled the 8 players. It's fun when you win.
Yeah, nice. What about you, Matt? What have you been fucking?
Destiny 2. Me and a couple of mates re-picked that up, and we're playing that again. We nearly up to doing the raid.
Oh, so you haven't even done like Callus and...
No, so we picked it up again because Shadowkeep was cheap on the March sale, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So we decided to pick it up again, and like we did the Callus raid when it first came out, but then we haven't done like the Last Wish raid or the new raid as well. So we're trying to level up as high as possible, and then we're gonna find 3 people to help us with it. Because none of our other mates play it. And I'm also currently in the process of downloading Final Fantasy VII, which I will be playing all fucking weekend.
Before we change topic, I do actually have another gaming story that I don't know if I even told on the last podcast.
Yeah, well, we can probably... Oh, wait, before you go on to that, I'll explain why we're talking about the old podcast. So we filmed a podcast February?
I think it was... just before
March.
I went to Brisbane, so it was early February.
Early February, yeah. So we filmed it. I reckon it was after Brisbane.
Wasn't it just after Brisbane?
I feel like it was before because we were talking a lot about good things and stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So
it was around when you came to Brisbane.
It was around February, January. So basically, we finished the podcast, and then I realised that OBS wasn't recording my audio, so it was just Brad and Nick talking about things and me pitching in. And it was silent for all the time. It wasn't really usable.
No.
So
you could have tried to redub it, but you would have forgotten a lot of what you tried.
Yeah, I know. Like all I really remember is me getting pissed off at Pizza Hut on Brad's behalf.
So funny. That story was
so that happened, and then me ordering Uber Eats and like getting butter and no butter and all that. That's only
disappointment. Yeah,
that's only what I really remember.
Damn it.
And then me going into my wrestling, which I'll go more into after Nick's gaming story.
But more importantly, Pizza Hut, right?
Fuck you, Pizza Hut.
Wait, fuck Pizza. Hang on a second. Before we retell that, hang on. So I play every now and then. I have games that I like to chill out and play with, like games that don't require me to really pay too much attention.
Animal Crossing.
Movies. Well, Animal Crossing right now. It used to be Shell Shock Live before that, which is like Worms, which I've spoken about before. And I was like on the Steam store. I'm like, oh, I want to play like a puzzle game, kind of like a Candy Crush or something, but something I can have on the computer, so I'm not looking at my phone when I'm trying to watch a movie.
Honey
I was like, okay, cool. So
I've got a few of those games actually.
I don't know if I want to tell this. I don't know if I want to tell this.
No, go on.
I don't know if I want to tell them. I want to do it anyway. And then so this game popped up and it was called like Mirror, and it was like I was like, oh, this looks pretty cool, and it was just like a Candy Crush game, and then it had like anime characters next to it. I was like, oh, okay, that's fine, nothing like that. You can probably tell where this is going because I didn't realize. So I picked it up. It was like literally 70 cents. I was like, right? Started playing it. Very quickly realized this was one of those, like, the more points you get, the more naked the character gets.
Yeah.
But it's on Steam. And then it's like at the end, it's like you can touch them and do shit. And I was like, this is making me very uncomfortable. And I was looking at it, but it's like heavily censored. And I'm like, why is it on Steam? Because you're allowed to have, like, you can actually purchase hentai games on Steam.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
And I was like, why is it heavily censored? It's actually more distracting. So I went and found a crack code and uncensored it just to see the boobs because it was annoying me that I couldn't see them. And the worst part is like when I play games, right? Because my Discord and stuff is pretty much always open. It's set to you can see what I'm playing.
Yeah,
and someone messaged me the other day and went, "What are you doing playing?" And they're like, "What's Mirror?" I'm gonna look it up. And I went, "No, don't." It's really like I'm not embarrassed by it because I'm not overly into that. Like I don't care, but like it was just out of a more like I was really I'm more embarrassed in the sense of like I didn't realize what it was when I bought it. I just went, that looks fun, that'll do. It's just a chill game because I don't pay attention.
70 cents for hentai boobs.
Pretty well, no, it's like I wish I could screen share it. I might boot it up after we finish the podcast. I'll screen share it so you can see how like actually intense it gets. It's really fun.
Yeah, please don't do anything that I might need to censor.
Yeah, no, we'll do it after the recording of that and before we kill the call. But it's actually fucked. Like, there's one character that's like in rope and just pull on it and shit's fucked. I'm like, what is this happening? Anyway, yeah, so
Brad, Pizza Hut story.
TLDR accidentally got pulled.
How do I go
Fuck
from
Pizza Hut though.
how do I go from rope and hentai booths to Pizza Hut? All right, so
Segway.
no.
Let's just say your pizza got tied up.
Haha.
You had one singular clap from that. All right, so this was in that week between like Christmas and New Year's when no one gives a shit and no one knows what the fuck is going.
Yup.
That's like it was in that week, and I ordered the pizza because Matt and a few of our mates are having a gaming night in the PlayStation. I'm like, I really don't want to cook tonight. I'm just gonna order pizza, get it delivered as I do.
Respectable.
I'm a good person. I deserve to treat myself time to time. So I ordered the pizza, and I'm like, all right, delivery, cool. I'll jump on, play a couple games. I'll take a break and stay on chat while I eat when it gets here and all that. So I play a few games, and they're like, eventually someone's like, wait, don't you have a pizza coming? I'm like, yes I do. Let's check the tracker. It's been like 2 hours at this point, and it was still like at the store, like on the track where it's like being made, being oven, leaving.
I reckon it was Boxing Day.
Or whatever. It might have been.
I reckon it was Boxing Day
so
because that was the reason.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, so I'm like, oh, alright, let me ring up the store and see what's going on. Because I'm like, it's been a while, it's been like an hour and a half at this point. Ring them up and they're like, yeah, it's on its way, sorry about the delay, it'll be there soon. I'm like, alright, cool. Hang up. About an hour or so later, I'm like, still not here. Ring them back and it's like, oh, our store's actually closed today.
Why would they... Like, this is the thing that still bothers me about this, is why would they tell you that it's on its way when the store is shut?
Why would they accept the order?
Who answered the phone? What the fuck?
Not only that though, because I ordered online, someone answered the phone, someone answered it the second time at the store, because I rang the store's individual number. I'm not gonna name and shame that exact store.
Oh, fuck it, do it!
Yeah,
Well,
all
if you
70
know where
people
I
who watch the podcast. I'm never going there again.
They've lost a customer!
It's funny because someone's watching this right now, putting a Pizza Hut order in. They're like, "No, fuck this! I'm off to Domino's."
You know what, yeah, fuck pizza. Team Tampants all the way.
Yeah. Fight the system.
Anyway, so I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, you guys took my money, so where's my pizza?" And they're like, "Well, our store's closed. There's not anything we can do." I'm like, "Okay, well, then refund my money." We can't do that. That's not in our thing. It's something you have to bring up with PayPal because, like, just auto payment. I'm like, so what you're saying here is you've taken my money and you're not giving me the goods and services I paid for.
Yeah, fuck you, Pizza Hut.
And they're essentially just like, yeah, sorry, you'll have to take it up with our complaints team. And I'm like,
oh, bitch, I'm gonna.
you know it's a good business when they have a
Brad
complaints
started
department.
morphing into Karen. The hair just went to one side.
I can't do the Karen now, but yeah. I'm like, alright, bitch, let me speak to your manager.
I'm a talk to the fucking manager. The biggest hassle in limbo of life as well is that week between Christmas and New Year's. And it's just like the most effort to not get a pizza I've ever had.
But no, essentially, like, so I rang up the complaints line, and I was on the chat with him for a good 20 minutes, half hour, and he's like, long story short, it's like, yeah, there's nothing we can do about that. I'm like, no, you took my money. Either give me my pizza, give me a refund. It's like, no, we can't do that. I'm like, why the fuck no? It's like, because we can't. I'm like, no.
What a reason!
Why can't you do that? Throws down a reverse card.
Yeah.
No, what the fuck?
Nani?
Nani?
Anyway, so I'm like, oh, okay. Then me with my negotiator skills was like, alright.
Ah, the negotiator!
Alright, so you give me a refund, and I would like a coupon for a free pizza for all this hassle you put me. And then he
For
just
all of this life, if I what's the word I'm looking for here? Oh, no, I've lost it. Keep ignore me.
Keep going.
They just hung up on me. I'm like, oh, well, fuck these guys.
I'm just going to interrupt for 2 seconds. The best part about they hung up on you was because we could still hear you on chat. I actually heard you go, fuck, they hung up on me.
just imagine
I
you
wanna
just
see-
listening. Like, you can only hear
Yeah.
Brad's side as well. That's the best part. It's
That-
like,
that- yeah.
"Where's my fucking pizza? Wait, what do you mean you can't do anything
So
about it?
basically,
They
what?
fucking hung
Yeah.
up on me.
Basically, what me and my mates were doing, we were just dubbing the other person.
Oh yes.
Yeah. I just picture it's like, oh, shit, where's my pizza? Alright, where's my fucking pizza, mate?
So
Yeah,
good.
so then eventually, thing is, like, I'm not even that huge into pizza, like, it's just not a huge fucking issue, like,
Okay, well look, let's not say things we can't take back about pizza. All right?
Yeah.
I like
Let's
it,
be
but
very careful what we say. Here,
I like a good pizza, but I'm not like one that's gonna fucking throw a hissy fit over not having a pizza.
Yeah, but you
It's
pay
like-
money
This
for
whole
it.
story is you throwing a hissy fit about not getting a pizza. What are you talking about? Shut the fuck
It's
up.
very true.
No, it's about sending a message.
Yeah, it's
That's
about
it.
fighting the system.
It's a. Oh God, hang on. Someone's thing just broke. I think that's you, Matt.
Wait, what happened?
Your mic is screeching in my ears.
Oh shit, really? Wait.
Oh God. Just
Yeah, it's still there.
yeah. Just check your connection. Oh, it's so bad.
Is that
It's
better?
still there. What? Yep, you got it.
Oh, there we go.
Better?
I looked at my headset off and on again. Alright. Yeah, so, where was I at? Then
Sorry about
eventually
that.
I ring up a second guy, and this guy's a fucking lad. He, like, apologized extensively. He's like, yeah, sorry, mate, about that. You're not the first person to complain about this tonight, because there's a few people who've ordered from this store who have complained that the pizzas haven't arrived because the store's closed, but their phone and ordering system still works for whatever fucking reason. And then he's like, here, without me even saying, he's like, here's a code, you know, free pizza for, you know, within the next week. I'm like, fucking oath it is. And
Did you ever use that code?
yeah, I did actually.
Yeah, you
I
used it like
used
the
it
next
next
day, didn't you?
From the same store?
I used it next hour for a different store. No, not really.
Yeah.
No, I used it the next day. No, I went to a different store because fuck that.
Smart.
Big brains.
I don't even remember what I ended up doing for dinner that night, to be honest, because I'm like,
Didn't you say you ended up just Uber Eating something?
no, because Uber Eats, I live in fucking Whoop Whoop, man. Uber Eats don't deliver out here. Pizza Hut's the only place that will deliver to me.
Oh, what did you do? I think I
reckon you went-
I think I remember you saying you went hungry and then you went and got like a massive feed the next day, and then that's
Oh,
when Matt
probably.
That sounds like it,
Uber
yeah.
Eats for dinner, and then we talked about the potatoes.
Yeah. So circling back, so that was my fuck Pizza Hut
Yeah.
story. That's
That's basically what you missed from the last podcast.
Yeah, and Matt also had this thing with garlic butter or something.
Yeah,
No, so he was. So Matt was ordering dinner as we were talking. He's like, "Oh, I want to Uber eat something," and he was talking about this place that he was getting food from. Did options for potato, and it was have the potatoes in butter, no butter, or
Yeah.
garlic butter. But for some reason, you can select all three, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we basically said you should just select all three and then see what they send you.
Yeah, they just gave me butter.
I'm really mad about that because I was hoping they literally just dumped all the butter and it was more butter than potato.
Nutrition.
Nutrition.
My body's a temple. Where's my butter?
Matt's a big wrestler boy now. Do you want to plug all that and tell that story?
Yeah. Look
yeah,
how
so-
swole. Wait, hang on. Let's plug it. Matt, you've been working out. You.
Okay, so basically, last podcast, I talked about how I was part of ACW and I did my first appearance-ish. Since then, I had another appearance, and this one was a much bigger appearance.
Fucking sold like a boss.
Yeah, dude, I oversold that like a champ. So
Fucking-
basically,
you Shawn Michaels
Can we,
again.
like,
Dude,
can we segue that into this video
so
right now?
actually, I can
You getting slammed?
I can turn on screen share, which might be able to.
Oh yeah, you still have the video. You can
Yeah,
screen share that.
so-
Yeah, do that if you can.
Wait, if I can screen share, because I got it on my Instagram.
There you go.
Yeah, you can. So I'll make it bigger. You can zoom it down. And this is the video.
Yep, follow him. There he is. There's that boy.
The oversell. Watch this
Yeah.
choke slam. Fucking boss! Dude, she fucking planted you so hard, dude.
So that was it. So we'll stop streaming. We'll go back to.
Oh,
me.
look at that, Matt plugging his Instagram right there.
Yeah, Robert don't know
She
too easy.
fucking cleaned you up too. Like I watched that and went, like I know wrestling quite well, but even I know she fucking hit you hard with that.
Yeah,
like,
so-
that was like it hurt.
Basically, we were like third on the card, and I was absolutely cacking it. It's a whole different experience actually doing shit.
Yeah.
So, and like I did it, and like basically there was a beatdown before the match as well, which I was involved in, and I've got a video somewhere of the whole beatdown,
Yeah.
and it's basically that happened. I got absolutely fucking planted. And basically, I got backstage, and like the head booker slash like my trainer was like, "Holy shit! I've never seen her actually hit a chokeslam that fucking high."
Yeah.
And then like Megan came back and was like, because she was like, that was one of the best chokeslams I've ever done to someone. And I'm like, okay, I wasn't meant to twist
right.
midair.
Yeah, you twisted, like, I watched it, because
Yeah.
what you did is she went up, and you kind of twisted to go to the flat back early.
Yeah, so
Which made it, basically, as you've come up, you've kind of hooked, and then
Yeah.
she just fucking straight planted you. That's
it
why I was
was
like,
the
oh boy. That
biggest,
was
happiest accident I probably would have ever done. It could have gotten horribly wrong.
Yeah, you could have landed on your neck.
Yeah, I twisted midair, so like that's why you're just meant to go like up and down. I went up sideways and then down.
Yeah.
But yeah, now I'm actually part of ACW now, and we were meant to have a show last week, but whole COVID...
Wasn't it your debut was coming up for that?
No. So basically, what was planned for Evolve 28 was a contract signing between Riley and Blair.
Yeah.
Riley's like the manager that I'm with, the wrestler I'm with, sorry. And there was a big match planned for our next event, but with COVID-19 and coronavirus and everywhere being shut down, we don't know when it's going to come back. So
When you have your actual official debut, let us know, because I will 100% make that trip for it. 100%.
yeah,
Welcome down. Make some merchandise as well.
there's talks
I will
of
absolutely buy a Matt Knight shirt.
yeah. I mean, like I've already created my character and like.
Yeah. Dude, we could be the Knights Templar section.
Ooh, that's hot. That's hot.
Book it, Vince.
Alright.
Such good shit.
That was
That is
much better
such a
than what I was gonna
racist thing.
say.
We're not doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Still better
rock
than what I
up,
was gonna
we
say.
get a heap of our mates to rock up to support him in full Knights Templar gear, and so you see someone peek out from behind the curtain and go, "Yo, who got the Spanish Inquisition?"
Yeah. So so basically, right now I'm still training and yeah, really enjoying it. So pretty much it.
Nick, that was significantly better than what I came up with, and I was going to say we're the Knights of the Round Table. Yours was much better.
All
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wait, Matt, I think you're fucking echoing now.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, I can hear Brad echoing.
I can't fucking win.
When I come visit, I'm gonna set it up for you.
Yeah. Wait.
You set up our podcast sets.
You
You set up the background as well. Look at your background compared to us. We just got plain white. You can see my fucking bar fridge and my casting couch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something else that was in the last podcast that we missed. I have a casting couch.
Oh,
yeah, you do.
Because then we went down that. I'm not going down that path again with you because you told that story.
I did. That's the story that's forgotten and lost.
That's staying lost. That story. Yeah, no, but see, here's the thing with the backgrounds. It's like, but I stream
Yeah.
a lot, so I need to have interesting things to look at. So I've got my on-air sign that's backwards, which is hilarious. And then I've got a
Comedy with Nick.
yeah, and then I've got all the stickers because I'm a hipster fuck. So
I've got stickers. They're just on my fridge. They're just pretty much. They're all band stickers. Much. Hang on.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much like mine's just banned. So I've
Is
got
that your
like,
fridge? Is that your main fridge?
No, that's a
Oh,
fucking bar fridge.
okay. I thought so. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, I've got,
Can you see that? No.
No, I
it
can't see
was
it
in my
either.
garage. During isolation, I moved into the lounge room, so it was easier access.
why not? Easier. Yeah.
Is that where you play like video games?
Yeah,
and shit?
this is where I game. This is my desk setup. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much just got ban things, and I've got a zero excuse rainbow abuse.
Yeah,
sticker
nice.
on
Well,
there.
I got the hat, which is no longer really part of the gimmick because I only wear it when I travel, and I haven't been anywhere in fucking ages now. So I'm actually getting all my stream stuff reworked. So I've got a new logo and stuff I'm trying to come up with to send off to my artiste friends. But yeah, so for the stickers, yeah, I've got heaps of like Shred Life stickers, which is my friend's clothing label. Always amazing stuff. I got the fucking.
I've seen Enter Shikari sticker on there.
Well, there's actually 5. So Enter Shikari here, there, and there.
Yeah.
Then I got Slaves, more Shred Life, some Vans. I got Isaac Butterfield, Fuck Vegans, Ask and Mbala. So if you have Ask and Embla, if you actually have stretches and like alternative jewelry, definitely check them out. They're actually really, really good. Ask and Embla, that's EMBLA. They're really good. They do really good stuff. And it's really quality and cheap. Then I've also got Cold World Supply Company. And I got stuff on the front too. I've got the mic over here with me. Got some more Cold World. I've got some pop culture stuff. I got my charity stickers from when I was doing the charity run. Yeah, I got a lot of different shit on there, but yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. I've also got this that my sister got for me to put on my car because she's just started doing car detailing. So she got me one of those to put on my car. Be a
Oh,
fan
okay.
boy.
That's pretty fucking rad.
I know, right? So.
Tell her to do me an Enter Shikari one. I'll put it on my car.
Tell me your Matt Knight one.
Alright.
Gang that.
No, like bumper stickers, like, man.
Yeah, it's the best match, mate.
No, better. The Tan Pants logo, because I've got the. Tan
Oh
Pants
yeah,
logo.
do that. Yeah, I reckon you do
Yeah,
the tan pants one as a joke.
Yeah, no,
I'll put it on my
What do you
car.
mean that's a joke?
I'll put it on my car.
What do you mean it's a joke? I spent $500 on license plates for the Tan Pants thing, and then we stopped doing it all.
Yeah.
Biggest, dumbest joke.
Back.
Yeah, people ask me what it stands for. I just say it's TTP. Oh, yeah, no, it stands for Trusty Thick Penis. It's like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, that's 100% what that means.
My nickname in high school.
No, it's like, why does it say that? And I'm like, because I have a trusty thick penis. What are you talking about? It's the dumbest fucking joke I come up with. It was the best thing I could come up with, yeah. But yeah, no, I've been.
You don't want to say Tan Pants?
No, it's just because it's harder. It's easier to make a dumb joke than it is to explain
Yeah.
the whole thing when it's not something that's really prevalent anymore. You know, because like we do the podcast here and there on occasion, mainly for us to hang out.
Yeah, us catch up.
Then if we have any friends that want to join in.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. You know what I mean? And yeah, but other than that, yeah, for me, you know, future-wise, you know, I've got the move coming up. Eventually. The problem is like I went and seen the bank the other day, and they killed me because of my new job now. Obviously, I'm gonna have to be stuck here for another couple of months because you need like 3 months in a permanent job for all loans and stuff. And the problem is as well is they actually take everything on your pre-tax wages, not your post-tax. It really
Ooh.
sucks because post-tax I'm over the barrier for government help for
Yeah.
home buying. So I actually have to get the full fucking deposit of anywhere from 40 to 80 fucking grand.
Wow.
That's not. It's like I'm in a really good position to be able to do so, but that's still a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, gotcha.
It's pretty fucking difficult considering I'm not going to get like the 10 first homeowners or the 15 buyers or you know like there's like up to nearly 35 grand you can get in a system, and I'm ineligible for any of it because I make quote unquote too much money. I'm like, bruh, that's fucking rude.
That fucking sucks. But hey, you're earning good money at least.
Well, yeah, well that's right, and that's like, and again, like I said, like still living at home, it's a very good position to be in because I can save a shitload of money really quickly, which is what I have been doing. So this new job's like fortnightly pay, but it's more money. So and
Yeah.
one of those weeks in that fortnight, I'm away at work, so because my new roster, so it's like, and I literally get paid the day I go back to work. So it's like I get back to work, I go, oh, that's a lot of money, and then I just put pretty much all of it straight into my house savings. I'm like, okay, cool. Then I come home, I'm like, I've got X amount of money and I've got a week. What should I do with it? Oh, that's right. I don't do anything. There it is. I'm not even kidding, like, because, like, it was my birthday recently, right? And it was at work. Sucks, right? Getting old, 28, 30's like, right there now. It's like,
Yeah,
you know,
jeez.
yeah. So, and
You're
so I
gonna
come
go
home.
hardcore for your 30th though, right?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'll be. Like, I'm planning next year. I'm going to try and go to Europe next year, actually, for my birthday.
Ah, that'll be
I'll
good.
get into that. I'll get into that shortly. But yeah, so yeah, I come home and yeah, I literally got the best present in a while for my birthday. I've got a Slinky. Oh, I got a complicated Rubik's Cube, which I've kind of been messing around with while we've been chatting away. So if you see me looking down, I'm not looking at my dick. I'm looking at my Rubik's Cube. I got three. I got three of the corners.
They're both as complex.
Yeah, and then I got a light up yo-yo. Like, no shit, yesterday, I was like...
Let's see yo-yo trick.
Well, no, that's what I was about to say. So yesterday, I was walking around, because my headset's wireless, I was walking around my office, I had the Hot Ones podcast show on my second screen, and I was walking around my office listening to it, doing yo-yo tricks. I was like, and I kind of, because like you can see right here, I've got a mirror, and I just kind of caught a look at myself in the mirror, and I looked at myself and went, you've had 1 hour's sleep in like 27 hours. You're 28 years old and you're walking around listening to guys eating hot chicken wings and playing with a yo-yo in the office. I was like, dude, I got a good life. I was like, yeah, no.
The realization.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, like, I don't care.
This is where I am. This is where I feel.
Yeah, but it's been good, man. It's been like, life's good. It's been pretty chill. Like, I'm lucky that the lighting isn't great in this room for this right now because I'm growing my hair out. I don't know why. I just woke up and went, I'm gonna grow my hair out, and so it's looking like shit right now because it's like mid-length.
I was the opposite. I woke up and was like, I'm gonna just start shaving my head every day.
Yeah, well,
I'm contemplating. I'm at an impasse. Like my hair looks like shit right now because I haven't had it. Oh, do I let it grow or do I go back to bald?
I reckon you let it
let
grow.
it go, man. The bald was not good. Not a good look. You don't
Yeah.
look good with a bald head. It's not like Matt looks good with the bald head. You do not because you do not have like a good because you have a long face. So
Yeah.
when you shave your head, you look like a cone. It's not good. Like Matt has like a short squashed face, which is
Yeah.
bald people.
I was thinking about
You can actually
shaving.
see, like the
Yeah.
circular bits of
I
it.
was thinking about shaving my beard as well, but then I would just look like a thumb, and I don't really want that.
No, feckle. I'm undecided though because Matt's seen me both bald and with long hair.
So have I. I met you when you
Actually,
had the long hair. Remember?
That is
And then
good.
you-
point.
Remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Man, that was fun. That was
26.
Yeah, well,
16.
because I used to shave like because when I was getting my haircut, that I would obviously like pretty much bald on the sides and just leave the top. But now the top's super long, and so the sides are starting to grow out now. So it's like it won't ever catch up because once it gets to a decent length, then I'll just trim it all to be the same length. But yeah, for now I'm just like kind of growing it out. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it once it's there. Like I won't put it in a ponytail or nothing. I don't know. I'll do something stupid with it. So, but I'll
Look at
figure
it back,
it out
think
later.
it. Take your hat off and just fucking wave it in slow motion.
Oh, dude, it's like currently right now my hair is from here. It goes all the way back, and it's literally almost starting to cover the back of my neck where I got tattooed. So it's
No.
fucking long. Like it's. Hang on, I might. Fuck it.
Oh god.
Yeah, dude, like it's
I saw it.
long.
It's pretty fucking long, actually.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Look at it. Get the chair out of the way. Hang on. Ugh.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah, it's pretty long.
It's fucking there, dude.
All right, Lord Farquaad.
Ugh. Yeah, it's bitch, it's up there.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, no
Hi,
problem.
welcome back to Greasy Forehead in the light. Get rid of that.
That's why I got my lights off, man, because my fucking mouth forehead just
Well, I've got
Flex.
a ring light. This is a ring light camera, so it doesn't pick it up. And
I'm all natural, baby.
skincare routine on today, so my greasiness is there.
So, what's everyone? It's more for Brad, but what did you do during quarantine? Was it just video games?
more or less like outside what I normally do. Like I kept up with my uni work because I actually am
Yeah.
a student sometimes, and study and stuff. But yeah, I caught up on a lot of gaming. In a way, I was more social than I usually am. Like I was actually messaging more people more
Just
frequently.
bored?
Just like yeah, in a way.
Yeah.
Like some old friends who I haven't spoken to in a long time. It's like, hey, how you doing? You still alive?
Yeah.
You self-isolating?
I actually think that's actually a really important thing as well. So this is my take. This is a comedic / semi-serious take on
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
COVID situation. Is a lot of people are going, oh, all this shit got cancelled because someone ate bat. No, fuck you. All right, that's not the problem. Problem is someone served that. You cannot sit there and honestly tell me if you walked into a restaurant and you've seen in the special section they said, hey, yeah, we've got like a skewer of people. You can have a little bit of people. You're not going to sit there and say you wouldn't pay $25 to have a bit of people. Fuck you, it's on the menu. You're going to try it because it's exotic, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
gotcha.
if-
No, I totally agree with
Maybe
that.
people isn't the right fucking.
Alright, people's a bit of a.
Okay,
Yeah.
like I'm talking about like any other like eccentric thing. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. It's like you walk into a restaurant, it's like, oh, we
Right.
have,
Yeah.
have raccoon or squirrel or.
It's
fucking-
exotic. You want to try it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
When I went to Japan,
You would-
yeah.
Yeah.
When I went to Japan last year, I ate fugu purely because I'm like, I want to eat a fucking puffer fish. Let's
Exactly
do
right.
this.
Yeah.
Exactly
I
right.
could've died.
So the problem is not that someone ate it. The problem is someone made it available and served it. That's
Exactly.
where the problem lies.
Yeah.
And like, and 100%, if I was in a restaurant, and they're like, oh, bat, super bat. I'd be eating it, and I'd be like, no, Batman.
Yeah.
Like, 100%. I would 100% be doing it.
100%. I totally agree with that.
So
Yeah.
people can't sit there and fucking go, someone ate that.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Fuck off. Someone served that. That's the problem. But-
People who are saying that are the people who get chicken and avocado sushi.
I get chicken avocado sushi.
I get chicken avocado sushi.
I don't like seafood. I hate hate seafood, and like a lot of my friends are like, oh, I'm such a basic white bitch. Let's go sushi. I'm like, oh, chicken avocado sushi.
Exactly.
I hate seafood. But yeah, no, I fucking. But the thing is, with the isolation thing as well, is a lot of people have like mental health issues and stuff like that, and it's really gonna become prevalent, really gonna stick out in situations like this. And I think the most important part is just because we're cut off from the world doesn't mean we need to be cut off from each other, because the internet is such a fantastic tool now. This is where we're really going to see the value of the internet.
Yeah,
this is where we're really going to see the value of the internet, because like, I shit you not, I've probably gotten almost 300 friend requests in the last 2 weeks from random dudes, women, all sorts of people from all over the world, just because I've popped up in there, people you may know, because it's just started to spread. And it's like, the funny thing is my phone are basically attached to my hip. I like to socially engage and stuff like that.
No, yeah, totally, I do as well.
And so I accept the friend request, and I'm usually getting messages straight away from them.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, and it's just like, because people are just reaching out, and it's really, like, it's awesome. It's actually really cool.
Yeah.
You know, like, I've always kind of been like that anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had similar experience. Nowhere near as many. I'm nowhere near that popular, and nowhere near as good looking. I don't know. Anyway, a compliment. Got a slide in there. Anyway, yeah, I'm on a few like band fan pages, and I was getting friend requests, and vice versa. I'm sending a fair few out from people, and I've got friends all over the fucking world now who are just like keeping in touch with me, like, yep, we're all still alive.
Yeah.
We're all still in isolation, guys.
100%.
Reach out, have a chat with someone, like, literally a smile can make someone's day. Like,
or in the case of tomorrow's stream, death can make
it happen. Yeah, 100% mental health.
And the problem is, as well, is when you eat it, especially when it's like severely hot food, your brain kind of stops working. So you're going to it's not going to be great. Like, actually, speaking of my brain stopping working, my brain literally collapsed on itself at work the other day, and it was fucking embarrassing. Like, so it's gonna be hard to describe because you guys don't really understand it. But so I drive trucks for a living, as a lot of people know, and I'm gonna use, actually, this might be a good. I'll use the back of this birthday. I need something square. So if you imagine this now as like a tip head, right? So it's basically like a big square where we dump, and this is like an edge. So we actually dump all our dirt off this edge, right? So we drive up the ramp, and we do a little circle, we go backwards, and we tip off the ramp. Usually, so this bit here, imagine this is a cliff, and it's like about a 700-meter drop. So if you drive like an idiot, you're going to die and go through it. But it's only dirt. Very dangerous. So this is like your straight tip head, like along here, right? So my dozer op had a little, what's called a bun. It's like a little pile of dirt in a straight line, like here, and usually that's your marker, and he just sits on the other side of it, safety, so he's away from you. You just back up alongside that, and you just tip over. So I was like, oh cool, we're gonna start pushing this side out. So I go there, and he's like, no, not there, next to me. I'm like, oh, so he wants it on the other side. And I was like, wait, that's not safe. He shouldn't be sitting where he is. And he goes, oh, I'm pulling you up short, which means he's stopping you before you get close to it. I was like, okay, cool. And then he would get out of the way. I was like, cool. So I went to go do that. He's like, no, parallel with me. I'm like, what? And he goes, hang on. He jumps out of his vehicle, the dozer, and he just does like this next to it. And I was like, that's what I was doing. So I went around again to go do it. He's like, no. And my brain couldn't comprehend. What he actually wanted was, it was there. He was sitting this way, but facing back away from the tip head. He wanted me to basically pull in and dump facing the opposite direction to him. So facing this way, back this way. And it was just like a miscommunication. My brain was just like, oh! Like, it was not working. My brain just,
we all have those.
Because like by the third time he'd explained it, I understood what he wanted, but my brain couldn't make my body do the things I need to do to make my truck be where it needed to be. It was just like such a collapsing thing, and they're like, "Aren't you experienced?" I said, "Yes, yes I am." And I can't
always have those days.
Dude, like, I haven't had one of those days where it's collapsed that badly in quite a while, and I was just like, I even said it on the radio. I said, "I think I'm having a prolonged stroke. I don't know what's happening right now." What the fuck? This is good. Everyone's having a chuckle at it.
Well, good to see that you're still alive with us.
Oh yeah, no, like there was no danger involved in that. Like, it was just like my brain just
bit of a brain fart.
Like it straight up imploded. It's like, what the fuck? Really bad.
I just forgot how to work.
It wasn't even that. It was like, I think the best way to describe it for people who aren't in the industry to understand is like, if you've ever tried to like fold a fitted sheet. Like your brain knows how to do it, but you just can't physically do it.
Yeah.
That's what was happening. And it was just like,
Fucking
I
me.
wanted to call mom and be like, Mom, help! You know?
The old fail safe, just call mum. She'll fix
Oh, bro, it was not having it good whatsoever. I was just like, what the fuck? Yeah, no, it's been good though. I've been like, I really enjoy the new job. It's really fun. The new place, it's like the job's still the same. It's the people that are 10 times better.
Yeah.
And yeah, but like
no, I
I've just been,
completely understand that.
yeah, like I think one of the best little things I've ever heard was people don't tend to quit their job; they tend to quit their boss, and which is, I think, very prevalent. But you know, it's really good. I'm having a really good time with it. Fucking, we've got I've been reading lots of books again. Back on my trek to read the 100 books you read before you die. I actually ran out of books this week.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I took 3 out and I read them, and I still had 2 days left. And I'm like, oh no.
What?
Yeah, bro. I was actually starting to go mental.
I might have to go on that. I actually might start reading a lot more.
Well, okay, look. So, if you like, I read at a super high level. I knocked over the Lord of the Rings, which is like over 1,000-page book in like a day and a half.
Nice.
I
Yeah,
read super high, super quick, very fun.
Yeah.
And so the very first book on the 100 books to read, 'cause I'm doing the BBC one, because there's a different couple of lists, but the BBC one's the most commonly accepted as the list.
Yeah.
And the very first one on it is a book called The Pride and the Prejudice,
Ugh.
in the 18th century, from
Jeez.
the perspective by a known feminist. I think her name's Emily Bronte. No, sorry, Jane Austen.
Yeah, Jane Austen. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, very famous author, and you know, she was one of the very first, like, I guess, recognized feminists.
Yeah.
No, like, again, I have no problem with the feminists and stuff like that. Good for you, proud of you. But the way she writes the book, it's for its time,
Yeah.
and it's written in a sense where she actually just basically removes the lines of men. It's very hard to get into. So, and when I say she removes the lines of men, basically think of an interaction between two characters. So
Mhm.
let's use like Aragorn and Legolas from Lord of the Rings, for example. Aragorn's like, Legolas, we need to go help Frodo and get the ring destroyed. Legolas goes, yes, Aragorn, we do. And then that's how that works. In the sense of how it's written in fucking Pride and the Prejudice, it goes, Aragorn says, Legolas, we need to help Frodo and Frodo destroy the ring. And then it literally then says, Legolas said that would be agreeable. There's no quotation marks.
Oh, I
There's no
see what you
emotion
mean. Yeah.
behind
Yeah.
it.
Okay, yeah.
So
Yeah,
she's
I see what you mean.
erasing the lines of men, and it
Yeah.
really takes you out of the book. And so
It's like no conversation between
yes,
the characters.
literally, and the whole book, it's a romantic novel, and it's all, you know, so a lot of it's based on interaction.
Yeah.
Like this book is. Let's see here. 428 pages.
Of that.
It took me 3 fucking months to read it because I could only read like 2 pages at a time before I wanted to fucking set it on fire.
Jeez.
But then the next book in it was Lord of the Rings, the entire series, and then the whole Harry Potter series, which I knocked over in a week. So, like, I can read really quickly when I'm in the mood to read, and it's a book that's actually engaging.
Yeah, I think that's my problem. Is that if I can read a book really super quickly if I'm super into it. And like, if I'm not into it, I'm like, it's like watching a TV show. I think it's like if I'm not into the TV show,
which is what I started doing, is you buy what I call in between books. So when you have to read a slog of like really terrible books that you would just like hell no, and you don't want to read for a couple of months.
yeah.
So I've got books that I put in between that. So my in between books right now, I've got the
Specky McGee.
Sorry.
Specky
Put
McGee.
that, Specky McGee.
Don't fit up in the 100 top books for sure.
Yeah, no, I've got this one. The next book. It's huge. It's the H.P. Lovecraft Complete Fiction.
Oh yeah.
And I actually getting my whole back piece is going to be a H.P. Lovecraft Call of Cthulhu back piece.
Oh, that's cool.
I've got Art of War.
Art of War.
Original Dracula. I've got
Jeez.
H.P. Lovecraft's entire Cthulhu mythos. I've got the original Brothers Grimm fairy tales. The complete works of Edgar Allan Poe, and I think there's another H.P. Lovecraft collections book there as well. So those are
Yeah.
like my in-between books.
Yeah.
Books that, you
No,
know,
that's a good idea. I might have a look into doing it
it's
because
kind of like a way to break up the
Yeah.
monotony.
even like when I'm in like isolation, like I'm doing the same as Brad. Like I'm literally just playing video games and I'm fucking sick of it.
Well, that's the thing. So you should understand. That's like the problem I tend to have is because I stream pretty much all day, every day on my days off. Because my only hobby is a gym and getting.
It's
tattoos.
closed. And they're closed.
The gym
Yep,
closed.
preach that.
Tattoos closed.
Yeah.
So, well,
Everything. everything else I do aside from gaming is
Yeah.
outside interacting.
And that's
Yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah.
So when you've only got the thing of gaming, and it's like again, I stream all day every day, and it's a lot of fun. And there is definitely some days where I get off my lunch break and I'm like, I don't really know if I want to go back.
Yeah.
So then I'll go back and I'll just play a different game or something or anything like that. And it's kind of it does get monotonous unless you've got
Yeah.
people to play with or
Yeah.
And because it's easier to bounce off people for entertainment purposes than it is to do it solo.
Absolutely.
Like I find it very easy to do that.
I'm just saying, stream fibbage.
Yeah, well, not only that, it's the sense of like when I do it by myself, because like I spend 12 hours at work by myself. We're not allowed to have phones on us because it's a safety hazard,
Fair.
and you can only really the only time you're not really focusing on what you're doing is kind of when you're just getting loaded, which is like 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Whatever. So a lot of times I'll be listening to podcasts and stuff. But one thing, and I don't care how insane it sounds to me, is I actually interview myself and talk about myself to myself.
Yeah. No.
And I try to make it as entertaining as possible, and it's almost like a practice for how to stream,
Yeah.
and how to be comfortable on camera and stuff like that. It's just a way that I do that. And
Yeah, that's a really actually good point because like I started doing that as well. Now doing like wrestling,
promos, yeah.
Yeah, promos exactly. And
yeah,
I literally just do promos in the mirror, promos in the shower, and like I just talk about like I'm gonna fight Ronald McDonald next week. I literally just try and make promos out of everything. And
exactly right.
now,
And like,
yeah,
then you get like for you, like it'd be things like looking in the mirror and practicing facial reactions and stuff as well.
exactly,
and, like,
yeah.
It's and the thing is as well that shit me is like remember when the Joker came out and there was that scene where he was pretending what he would do in the interview before he killed old mate at the end, shot him in the face. Yeah. So everyone said like that's the true sign of a serial killer. Rah, rah. I'm like, fuck off, I do that all the time.
No, I do that all the time.
I'm being interviewed by Ellen DeGeneres, and not that I'm going to shoot her in the face, and also
Yeah.
she's a terrible person. But like,
Yeah, no.
she is. Have you not seen this?
Oh no, I've heard about her being a terrible person to like her employees or something.
I was laughing at the shoot in the face bit.
Yeah, but no, the Twitter thing is crazy. But yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh fuck, this, that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so that's kind of what I do to keep myself entertained. And that's how I kind of feel like I'm getting better at entertaining when I'm playing games solo.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard. Like, it's especially when we used to film YouTube by ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, it's so much easier doing it with someone else.
I don't know. My name is Mayo video. God, no.
I didn't want to bring.
Don't watch my soul.
I didn't want to bring that up as an example, but no, but it's like it's.
No, man, I think my Subnautica videos did really good.
Yeah, it's like some people are like super good at, but even the best like YouTubers out there have really difficult like video games by themselves.
Yeah.
And it's like really good people can do it, but like it's so much easier feeding off other people. And it's like I'm going to bring wrestling up again. Like doing a promo with someone else is so much easier because you feed
and also
off the other
I just
person.
enjoy it a lot more just playing with someone else.
Yeah, I
as well.
like playing FIFA with
More
like
natural.
playing FIFA with like you and like our other mates. It's like it's super fun because we don't give a shit. We're just feeding off each other and we're just having fun.
Well, that's the thing I love about Sea of Thieves, because like I've really gotten into it a lot lately. It's pretty much my main game that I stream. I have so much fun with it because I never used to play it because I didn't have any friends who played it with me, and then a couple of my mates came back to it, and I was like, fuck yeah, and I was already playing it again. And then I found out that Sea of Thieves actually had a Discord, a dedicated Discord server to its game.
Oh, really?
Like they have people who work at Rare and stuff are in it and everything like that.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So it's really fucking good. So you can actually just join in, get into the channel that's looking for people, and you can just play with random. And
Yeah.
so for me as a streamer, when all
Yeah, I was about to say it's really good for streaming.
yeah, because a lot of people who I know, who I usually play with, like they're either at work or in the case of one of my really good mates now, Relby, he's still at school, and I was just like, yep, sick, sounds good, sounds fun. But if they're not there, then I can just jump onto that server and just jump in with random people. And I was like, hey, I'm gonna be streaming. You guys okay with that? They're like, yeah, that's sweet. I was like, yeah, just don't say dumb shit. We'll be okay. But like, that you can be offensive. I don't care. I'm not a PC streamer. I was like, yeah, fucking sweet. And then we'll just bounce off each other, and that's how I get it. Anyway, so it's always good fun with that, and it's really given me the chance to actually play the game I want to play a lot now, because there's nothing worse than getting on to stream and being like, really want to play Sea of Thieves, but you've got no one on to play with. You're like,
Especially Sea of Thieves is such a big game that relies on.
It's such a game.
It relies on other people. You can't really just play Sea of Thieves by yourself. You can, but you won't get the same experience.
It's harder to do, so it's not as fun. And especially like it's going to the point where like Sea of Thieves might be becoming a competitive sports game. They've just
Wow.
reworked the entire PvP. So the PvP in Sea of Thieves used to be, or what it currently is you get multiple shifts. So I think it's 5 teams of 4, so 20 players, or it can be, and so those 5 teams of 4 are either put on, the 4 players are either put on one ship, which is a galley, which is the big ship in the game, or they're split into teams of 2, like further down into teams of 2 for the same team, into 2 sloops. And so there's multiple islands in this small map, and they all have, everyone has the same maps and the same islands, and you're all running to try and get to the treasure first. Big sea fights, and then you get the treasure, you dig it up, you take it to a place to hand it in, and if you sink people, you get points, and if you get sunk, you lose points. If you kill people, you get points. If you do damage to ships, you get points, and if you hand in treasure, that's what gives you the most points. What they've currently changed it to now, or what is coming in the next update, is it's now one island, one hand-in point, it's one bit of treasure that has a beam sticking out of it that doesn't go away. I was like, and I was sitting there looking at it, and I spoke to all my friends who I play it with, and I'm like, they just fucking esports this. and I was like, that's how you esports Sea of Thieves. That's exactly how you do it.
Yeah.
And then so I was watching the update video they released, and they used the words, "Our competitive gameplay is launching with a whole new rework," and I went,
Here we go.
I was like,
Yeah,
that's
it's coming. It's coming.
Oh, 100%, dude. If it's legit coming on, that is going to be my main focus, is to become a professional pro player and Sea of Thieves esports.
I mean, like, with like COVID-19, with all the sports shutting down, esports is like killing it. Like right now, like
Well,
everyone.
it was always killing it.
It was always killing it, but like even like normal people who wouldn't watch esports are watching esports now because it's like the only thing on.
Yeah, so there's no other sport. Let's see what's happening in gaming world.
I mean, yeah, it's like FIFA esports is killing it right now. Rocket League's killing it. Siege is killing it. Siege is especially a big one. Siege has always been huge, I think,
Yeah,
in
Siege
pro.
has been really good again too. There's been some reworks on maps and stuff like that, and a couple of updates and new operators and stuff, which
Yeah.
has been good fun. So. But yeah, it's been good. Like I've been getting back into like competitive gameplay, but I've actually started playing games that I want to play, not games that people are playing. Like I've been playing like Dead by Daylight competitive now.
Oh, that's good. Dead by Daylight's
yeah.
another good, sweet game to
Yeah.
play
I've been
online,
to play
especially
that.
with streaming.
I wanted to play that, but there's like, yeah, no one else will play that one with me.
I'll play it.
Fucking send me a message, man. I'll play. It's fucking good. And Sea of Thieves as well. Just to get back to it, they're coming to Steam, so it's just going to increase the player base tenfold.
Oh,
It's gonna
gotcha.
be fun,
Especially
because
comes
I'm
to
just gonna
Steam.
stomp some fucking kids.
You can stomp the newbies. Yeah, it's like when Christmas comes around, they'll just buy the game.
Well, that's the incredible thing about Sea of Thieves, right? Is everyone shits on it, like, what the fuck, kids game, rah rah. The thing is, it's one of those games where everyone has the same stuff. Everything in the game is purely cosmetic. So everyone has the same equipment. It's your skill level. So you're
Yeah.
not going to join the game and then get gutter stomped by some dude who's got like a ship with 18 million cannons because they don't exist because
Yeah.
he's been playing for 7 years. No, it's not real. The only reason you're going to get gutter stomped is if you come across a crew who actually knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
And
It
it's
is.
like
Yeah, it's naturally skill based. Yeah.
100%. Like if you see the SS Smoochums coming at you, fucking run. It's a bright pink ship with purple sails. If you see us, you will not beat us. We are yet to be sunk.
Oh wow.
That's how
I have to pop into your streams, I reckon. Now, especially now with I'm not doing fucking anything.
Yeah, well that's right. Well, so like I said, my roster is currently 7-7. So I bet as long as you just follow the channel and hit the bell, you'll know when I go live, and I'm usually there for anywhere from 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
I never stream.
I'll definitely pop in
follow the
tomorrow.
channel and hit the bell for Team Pants YouTube.
God, don't do that. There's no point for that.
No point of the bell.
Like, unless we're gonna commit to like a monthly podcast, I wouldn't worry about it. You know, like I wouldn't bother promoting it even until we fucking are actually like building it up properly, like monthly. But yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun. Like I'm really loving Sea of Thieves so much. It's something I was literally playing it all morning. I was nearly late to the podcast because I forgot that I was like, yeah, let's do the podcast this afternoon, and I was playing Sea of Thieves all day. I was like, fuck. And then, like I seen that.
I loaded up Borderlands at like 1:30. I'm like, oh wait, I've got 20 minutes before we're meant to start this podcast.
Yeah.
Let's not start Borderlands.
I have 3 hours left on my download for Final Fantasy.
Oh, nice. Yeah, no, it's been cool. It's been good. Like we've we've got lots of stuff in place, I guess, to try and like, especially for Matt's debut, we're 100% going to try and do like a live podcast.
Oh, yeah, I reckon.
Well, not like a live, but like
yeah.
in the same room kind of. I don't know how we're going to do it yet. Like I'll probably have to spend a bit of money, maybe buy a couple of mics and mic stands, and I might need to get a third channel mixer, and we might just have to record it off a laptop or something.
Yeah.
With one camera, and then we'll have our own image. Something. I'll figure it out. It's going to be expensive if I do it.
We'll do something.
I don't want to thing, but I am already starting to design my own outfit. So debut's coming soon.
Alright, yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait. We should probably talk about. Should we talk about Mania? I still haven't watched it. I'm only gonna watch one match. I'm pretty sure you can guess which match I'm.
Either the Boneyard match or the Firefly Funhouse match.
Firefly Funhouse.
So basically, I watched both nights of Mania because Rhea Ripley was on the second night, I think, and I wanted to watch that. It was
before we get to this. So the group chat's been popping off. I was wondering who the fuck, which one of you two cheeky cunts was messaging during the podcast.
Oh,
Glenn.
It was Glenn, wasn't it? Yeah.
Did you see what he's put there? So for those who don't remember, my editor slash one of the guys who used to appear a lot in the videos that I was in, Glenn. He's still technically part of Team Tan Pants. He just is always working when we do this because our rosters are different now. He literally went, sorry, I couldn't make it, guys. I went, no, it's okay. He goes, I'm sure it was great nonetheless. I said, we're still going. Is there anything you'd like to say to the people? He goes, don't do Corona, kids.
Stay indoors, wash your hands.
Is that the title of the video?
Don't do Corona,
No,
kids.
because we can't, because you don't get monetized on YouTube if you fucking talk about Corona. We've already used the word, fuck it. Yeah, no, DDCK, that's the name of this podcast.
DDCK.
Don't do Corona, kids.
So, basically, yeah, Mania was better than I expected.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think WWE is the only, like, sport running in, America. And there was a lot of, people weren't happy that it was still running, which is fair. I mean, like, rumors were Brock Lesnar had a massive spat at Vince McMahon because it was still running.
And it's actually a really big softie.
Yeah, so like the rumors were like half people didn't want to be there. People pulled out, like Roman Reigns pulled out, The Miz pulled out, Andrade pulled out.
Well, so I understand why people like that, like Roman had
Roman.
That's fine.
Yeah, Roman.
And
was,
then The Miz has a newborn.
Yeah.
Still fine.
And he apparently Miz. Yeah,
people pulling out because
it's their choice, I think.
Yeah. I understand that there is a massive cash grab opportunity available right now. Which is why UFC was still trying to push for 249. I'm really.
They cancelled that, didn't they?
Happening.
Yeah, I was supposed to say. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's officially cancelled because
I did read that
by ESPN. Even though Dana was trying to build Fight Island, which apparently still happening, which I'm very. Did you hear about
Fight Island? Yeah, I was reading about it yesterday.
So apparently, for anyone who's not informed and doesn't really follow UFC or doesn't care, fuck you, I'm talking about it. So basically what happened is 249 was supposed to be Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Tony Ferguson, which is a fight that's been scheduled now 5 times and is now fallen through 5 times.
Hasn't Khabib just always been injured or something? Isn't that why it's fallen out? Or is it Tony Ferguson?
First time it got cancelled, Khabib was injured with his ribs.
Yeah.
Second time it was cancelled, Ferguson tripped over and tore his knee. No, sorry. Second time. I literally watched this just the other day. It's like first time Khabib was injured, second time Tony was injured, third time I think Khabib was injured again, and then the fourth time Tony blew his knee out.
Yeah.
And that's when he come back for that fight against Kevin Lee.
Yeah.
And then the fifth fight, obviously none of them were. There was no problem with it this time. Everything was sweet. It was all going ahead, and then obviously
boom, pandemic.
Corona came, which really sucked because they were really trying to keep it happening. And then so as a response to this, Dana White, the president of UFC, basically he's a rich fuck motherfucker, and he basically bought an island and he's building, I'm guessing, a hotel, accommodation, gyms, and an arena on that island. That's going to basically be the UFC's thing, and I would imagine that they will hold events there on occasion to just make a fucking fortune because they'll just own every part of it. They'll probably put like a casino on there and entertainment and shit so people can go for like a holiday for a week and whatever and then do an event.
Which would be amazing. Like,
it
would be, be unreal.
By him. You would make a fucking murder.
Yeah.
Especially if it's not super out of the way and you can.
It was off California, wasn't it?
He didn't disclose where it was.
Oh, okay.
So, anyway, after everything, he's done his best to keep the fight going, keep the card happening. So Khabib had to pull out. He was originally still in America at the time, and then Dana White basically said, "Hey, we're 100%, or 99% the fight is not happening in America. 100%, or 99%, it's happening in like the United Emirates or something."
Yeah.
So he actually flew early over to, I think it was Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he landed, they basically went, "Hey, we're fucking closing the borders, dude. So you're either staying here now or you're fucking off to Russia." And he's like, "Well, I'm like." I'm going to just have to go to Russia. So he went to Russia, and then as soon as he got there, immediately locked down. He self-isolated everything as he were meant to. And basically, they went, oh, well, he can still come to the fight if it happens in America. We can just get him on a private jet. And as long as the paperwork and everything gets done, it's all sweet. Everything's fine. And he basically went, no, I think at this point, because I've traveled to 3 countries in less than a week, I should isolate. Perfectly acceptable. That's
Perfectly
fine.
reasonable, yep.
But he went, no, not happening. And then they went, okay, cool. Tony Ferguson, hey, here's your new fighter. And it was going to be Justin Gaethje, I think, who's ranked number 3 or 4 in the lightweight division. And a rumor has it, though, they offered McGregor Ferguson. And he said, no, I don't want him to beat my ass. I was like, yes, please, because Ferguson is a beast. I love both of those fight, Ferguson and Khabib. Fuck McGregor. But, yeah, so that's basically what happened, and now it's been completely shut down entirely.
Yeah.
So it's been crazy, but I'm hoping that we're going to... Yeah, I'm hoping that we are eventually going to get Khabib and Ferguson. I think for the division, that makes the most sense, and it's a fight that literally everyone wants to see.
Yeah.
Even casual fight fans know who both of those people are.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, I would class myself as casual, and even I know who Ferguson is.
Oh, I'm hardcore. Like, I love my MMA, man. Like, there was videos I was watching of, like, Ferguson's training in the lead up to this. He was literally using an NFL crash dummy, like the tackling dummies they use.
Yeah.
And he was suplexing it. Those things are, like, fucking, like, nearly 200 pounds.
Yeah,
He was just
not light.
The lightweight division, I think it's 160.
Yeah. That
So,
sounds about right.
What's that conversion rate? I think that's like 65 kilos or something.
Yeah, I think 205 pounds is 120, I think.
Sorry, 160 pounds is 72.5 kilos.
Jesus.
So they're not big boys, and he's fucking like, yeah, suplexing this like fucking 200, like, 200 pound fucking, oh, like, Jesus Christ. So,
Yeah.
Fuck. So yeah, but I don't know, it's a fight I really look forward to. I really hope that, yeah, it's all good, but again, yeah, this whole pandemic thing is really putting a lot of shit, like, it's really showing a lot of glaring holes in governments where it's like their healthcare or how they're policing it and stuff like. And
I think every country's had a problem, yeah. I think that...
Well, no, wrong. Europe has done fantastically.
Oh, Europe have killed it. Europe have killed it. Yeah.
We're going to arrest you. Like, I'm guessing you guys saw the video that came out of, I think it was Italy?
Yes.
The guy who broke the extreme lockdown?
Yeah.
Oh, context for people who haven't seen it. So this dude, the video starts from, it's someone filming out of their apartment onto the street, and there's a dude who's broken complete and total lockdown, which basically meant that Italy's government just went, no one goes outside for like a week. That's basically what they said. They went, do not go outside.
It's like
and
stay.
I think what happened is, so I think this dude was either like a junkie or he was drunk or something. And because the video starts and he's already got his shirt like up around his neck, daring this cop to tase him. He's like, you're going, tase me. He doesn't see another cop come from his like 90 degrees and just yeet his legs out from underneath him and slam him into the fucking ground. Like, this guy got rolled.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they're not fucking around, man. But then you got Australia who's like, what's going on, man? You can go steal the bottle, right?
Yeah.
I'm only going out for essential stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, 100%. It's Good Friday. 90% of the shops are closed. My friend, she works at Super Cheap Auto. They're still open.
Yeah, fucking, people are fucking morons. People are still going, like, because it's Easter weekend, and, like, it's a good weekend to go away. People are still going away.
Dude,
like, people are still, like, going to Victor Harbour and, like, fucking country and all that shit. Stay the fuck home. Like,
we had a fucking woman. She flew from Sydney back up to where I live. And she did a stopover in Brisbane and got checked for corona and got confirmed and still flew to here.
Oh my
To go to a
god.
holiday
Fucking,
on the Whitsunday Island.
dude, people are fucking stupid.
Dumb.
Stay the fuck home. It's fucking, people don't understand the seriousness of this situation. This fucking sucks.
Like the first day of Australia's lockdown happened to be the fucking busiest day Bondi Beach has had this year.
Yeah, fucking people are stupid. Fucking, it's... What people don't understand is that this will get fucking worse. We're going to be like Italy, and the army going to be fucking patrolling the streets, and I don't fucking want that. Fucking...
There's fucking reckoning that we're potentially going to go to war with China after all this is blown over. And I went, please don't, because I'm still technically available to be employed by them again. I don't want to go to war. Fuck off.
Fucking
Also,
this...
what reason do we have to go to war over them? Like,
the parents say, there's this big fucking conspiracy that they actually created the coronavirus.
Yes, I did hear that.
And the crazy thing is, there is a lot. It's one of those conspiracy theories that there's not enough evidence to say that it's not true, but there's
Yeah.
a fair bit to back this particular conspiracy.
Well,
theory,
they're
which is
done
saying
now,
that
aren't they?
It
With it?
originated in
Wuhan?
Wuhan.
Wuhan? Yeah, Wuhan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it never made it to Beijing, which is the single most populated country in the world, density-wise.
Yeah.
So they're thinking, how the fuck did they stop that? And they're like, oh, they're controlling.
Yeah.
They really stopped. And I was like, look, maybe, because then there's that whole Netflix conspiracy that's come out with it now as well, about that show. Did you see that one?
Yes, I think I did.
Okay, so there was a again for context purposes on Netflix. There's a show that you can watch. I can't remember what it's called. It's a Chinese show.
Is it called
and
Pandemic?
they're literally talking word for word about the coronavirus. It literally said exactly its effects. Exactly, they use the name coronavirus, and they actually call it COVID-19 as well. And they also talk about how it's a relation closely related to the SARS virus and everything like that. And they also very in detail describe the effects of it and all that. And here's the real kicker. That show was released in like 2019, which means they probably filmed it in like early 2018.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree that there is a lot of evidence backing that China created this virus. And like, Wuhan went into lockdown for a week, and now I think they're clear of it.
They've been
pretty
clear for
much
3 weeks.
Yeah,
The concern
so
is that it's going to come back because they've already let them out of lockdown.
yeah, so like people are like blaming China and all that.
Yeah.
It's a shit situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shit situation for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And
It
it's
doesn't
like
help when you got people, big political leaders who rhyme with Donald Trump, talking about how they're blaming China.
yeah, and it's like
It's pushing that agenda, and it's just it's getting out of control, and it's just like the world's getting fucking weird.
it's like what a shit fucking year. 2020 has been a fucking horrible year.
I don't know. Remember when we were on fire like 2 months ago?
I mean, I mean, what? Like Australia was on fire, then flooded, then this.
Yep. And now we got this. But
Yeah.
again, it is the month of 420 though, you know, so I don't have any edibles, and I wish I did. Because boy, would I be doing this podcast a lot differently. It's been crazy. It's been really crazy. It's been really mental. Like I'll 100% admit I didn't take it as seriously.
No, I'll 100%
When it
admit it.
first
So
came out.
yeah, I'll 100% admit that as well.
Yeah, I wasn't making jokes and stuff about it. I was just like, I don't understand why people are freaking out. Like
Yeah.
it's literally just a version of the flu.
Yeah.
And my argument I had with people was the fatality rate is, and it still is quite low. It's still only under 5% the fatality rate of this thing.
Yeah.
It's
Less
the
than
infection
3%.
rate. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's the infection rate that's crazy. Like, my argument has constantly, and will still be right through this, I will stand by these words I say right now, is that more people we lose to suicide per year,
Yeah.
like in the 800,000, and we lose more people to starvation every year. It's like 1.2 million per
Yeah.
year. Like, at the time, this was a couple of weeks ago, and I really got into it with someone, and at that time, I did the statistical research, and I said, currently in Australia there is something like, I think it was something like 200,000 confirmed cases, or suspected cases in Australia at the time.
Yep.
And that is literally less than half the population of Brisbane.
Oh wow.
Right? It's not many people at all. When you really put it in perspective, it's less than half the population in Brisbane. And I said we lose about close to around that, or something like 20,000 in America alone, just the common flu. And and at the time the fatality, like we'd only lost like 3,000 in Australia. No, worldwide it was only, we'd only had like 3,000 die worldwide. I was like, we lose more than that to the common flu in America alone per year. And then after I was like building all the statistical analysis for my argument. And again, I still stand by that, and I still think I don't think we're freaking out as much anymore. I thought there was a lot of it being overdone, especially with like the toilet paper stuff. And all that. Definitely 100% overdone.
Panic buying.
Panic buying. Yep.
Yes, the panic buying was stupid because then it forces the people who did panic buy to now have to panic buy.
Yeah.
And then you got like the dumb cunts who were like, yeah, I've got baby. Like, people were buying shit they didn't need to try and make a quick buck. You know, like buying nappies and then selling them on eBay for inflated price.
I mean, people did that with toilet paper as well. Yeah, it's
like 100%.
on Facebook Marketplace and all that.
I would ask you where I'm picking it up from. If you told me your house, I'm bringing my gun and I'm taking it all from you.
Yeah.
Like
you're a
100%,
dickhead and fucking
you're a moron,
yeah.
you're a bad person, and I hope bad things happen to you and your family. Seriously, like fuck you, you're a bad person.
Yeah.
But it was just one of those things where I was just watching it and I was like, this is getting really out of control. Like, because I'm still working, they changed a lot of stuff for us, so we can't have two people. It's good and it's bad. It's weird. So like, if you're training, usually you have a trainer in the vehicle. So obviously that's been shut down completely.
Yeah,
com-
social
isolating
distancing.
cabin,
Yep.
So there's no training happening. So a lot of people are sitting around doing fucking nothing.
Yeah.
But in the same sense, if you need to go in a light vehicle somewhere, they're putting 4 of us in a light vehicle still, which is just like your standard ute.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but it's only.
I think it's a situation that no one knows how to work around it.
Yeah,
I
no one
think
knows.
because it's never really happened. It's never really happened. Yeah, exactly. It's like the last time it happened, it literally happened like 100 years ago.
Bubonic plague.
Yeah,
Like,
and like
we had swine flu, but that was like
that wasn't as big as
for like
this, I
2
think.
weeks,
Yeah,
and then it was
and like
we had a cure,
that
and
was
everyone's
different.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was different also because the swine flu had quick interaction from animal to human, but transferring human to human was fucking difficult.
yeah, this is just as the flu.
It takes 15 minutes to be transferred from human.
Yeah, it's like I literally just looked up the cases. There's 1.6 million worldwide cases confirmed.
Yeah.
Which is like, I don't know, COVID-19. I think it's December.
Not a lot.
I think it was confirmed, but no one
That's when
really
it
took it
starts to
seriously.
really, like,
Yeah,
blow up. That's
And
when
it's
it's not
like-
global. That's when it left China.
yeah, and it's but yeah, just stay indoors and don't be a fucking asshole.
And do not read into this misinformation. There's a lot of misinformation getting around right now, especially the mainstream media.
Yeah.
They're the ones who have really done the damage.
Yeah, media has. Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Okay, so if you have a mobile phone, it means you have a fucking internet connection. Don't just Google it, but try and actually go to the World Health Organization's website, and they will tell you what it is you need to do and how to survive.
Yeah.
It is not hard. It is just one of those things where if you're a fucking... and this is mainly for the boomers, and I know you won't watch this podcast, but fuck you, alright? You're the ones causing most of the problems. Like, no, I'm not even kidding.
No, I totally agree, dude.
I actually had to
completely agree.
Like, I had to go across the street when it was bad in the panic buying because I needed to get, like, groceries for myself.
You had to get normal stuff. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it was a normal
And
shop
I
for
went
you.
across
Yeah.
at 8 o'clock in the morning because I knew it was going to be hectic, and I just like, and all I needed to get was like some chicken and like some meat. I got meal prep. I was like, I needed to get some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
some basic food to get you through.
Just a normal shop.
The best thing I had that came out of that experience, because it was exactly as you could imagine. It was terrible. It was
Yeah,
really
no,
frustrating.
I
People
completely.
were,
Yeah,
like elbowing me and shit, and I wanted to punch
Yeah.
in the fucking mouth.
I got that. Couple of
Best
stories
thing
about
I
that.
had,
Yeah.
And it was this lady. She must have been about like 35, and she had bought, I want to say, like 5 packs of the 36 rolls of toilet paper.
Was this before or after the limitations was set?
After.
After, okay.
But here's the best part. She waited outside of what Coles/Woolies.
Yeah.
And when she'd seen older people, like I'm talking retired people who missed the 7 o'clock cutoff,
Yeah.
and walking out without toilet paper, she asked them if they needed it and was handing it out. The fucking gem. What a gem of a
Yeah.
human.
And it's like
That is a proper off your right.
in this situation, there is a lot of you see a lot of like dickheads and assholes. Like they buy the toilet paper for themselves, they fuck off. Then you see like the good people. Like I was reading a story. It was like a cop or something got coffee for like 50 people in the line for Centrelink because they just lost their jobs or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like they're the good people in this world. And then like I went to the shops the other day and there was 2 like older women fighting over hand sanitizer and they were actually beating the living shit out of each other. And I was like,
How do you guys know? Soap and water is more effective than hand sanitizer.
I was like, I got transported to the fucking Hunger Games or something. Like, that was the situation that like I was in, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, people are just. Yeah, people are just. I don't know.
It's the Karens and the Boomers.
Yeah,
But it's like that. I've seen, not to be like fully isolating those people. There are definitely a lot of young people.
Yeah.
Idiots about it.
Oh no, it's mostly the younger people who are fucking idiots about it because they don't give a shit. It's basically the thing.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, it is the older gen who seem to be panic buying, but the younger are still going out and just doing shit. It's
Yeah,
like, no,
because they don't
fuck
understand.
no.
They don't understand the severity of the situation.
Yeah.
And that's just the younger
Well,
generation, I think.
I think we've ranted about COVID lock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We-
well, we did have to. Yeah, like everyone's talking about it. Like we should actually touch
Yeah.
on give our take if people actually care. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have much. Oh, I've actually been watching. I binged a couple of shows on Netflix. I really want to.
Oh yeah, we can talk about what we watched.
So I watched this show called Lock and Key. LOCK.
Yes, I have seen the first episode of that.
Oh, good. It's
Yeah.
really good.
Uh,
Seriously, go watch it.
Basically, how I watch
Really
shows
watching
on
Disney
Netflix.
Plus, to be honest.
That's fair.
More than
How
Netflix.
I watch Netflix these days is literally I just go through like I just watch Netflix originals now on Netflix.
Yeah.
and I literally just watched the trailer of it and go, oh yeah, that looks alright. So I watched the first episode of Lock and Key, which was like really good. I'll probably continue watching it.
I guarantee you will fall in love with it.
Yeah, and like there was like
I'll add it to my watch list too. Then
I'm trying to remember what else I was watching.
Well, I can talk about it quickly. So all
Yeah.
it is basically this family has an extreme tragedy where the father is shot and killed by a student which he was counseling.
Yeah.
Because he was the school counselor, and the student comes to the house and fucking shoots him in the face in front of like everyone. It's like everyone except like except the daughter, I think, sees it, so it just fucks them right up. And so they were like, we need a new fresh start, a new beginning. So they moved back to the father's family childhood home.
Yeah.
And the youngest kid of 3 finds this key, and it turns out there's lots of different keys, and they have magical powers. So there's all these different keys that do different things. So it's a whole big story around that. Really, really good, really amazing. A lot of drama, a lot of... there is a couple of plot holes and questions that don't get answered, which really shit me, but otherwise it's fine. And then another show which I binged, which I want to talk about, is October Faction, which again was really good. So that one is basically about these 2 older married couple. The female, the wife, is African American, and the guy is an old white dude with glasses. And basically their front is their insurance salesman, and they travel the world selling insurance. Wrong! They basically go kill monsters and shit, and it's really cool. It's like early Supernatural days where they just kill like vampires.
Oh, okay, yeah, that sounds pretty good actually.
Cool.
That sounds pretty fun.
Thing is, they have kids, right?
Oh, one moment, I'll be right back.
Go, I'm gonna keep talking about it.
Yeah.
So the kids don't know that's what their parents do. So it's like this whole dynamic of them trying to keep it away from their kids because they don't want their kids to be, sucked into this company that they work for, killing these monsters.
Yeah.
So it's like there's actually like a lot of real life stuff that gets tackled in the show. There's like homosexuality, fitting in, racism.
Hits those
It hits a lot of shit, like suicides in there as well. I think
it hits a lot of topics. Yeah, that's good.
There's a lot of and it's really drama heavy. There's not as much like action shooty bang bang, but it's really drama heavy. It's really, really good. One season out right now. Very, very fantastic show.
Is that on Netflix as well?
Yeah, it's on Netflix as well. Yeah,
I might give that a watch as well. Yeah.
And I've just finished. I've been keeping up with my anime as well, so I've been watching obviously Black Clover, which is really they've just started the new story arc, which is good. We finished the elf invasion story arc, and now we're on to the demon hunting.
Yep.
I'm currently still up to date on My Hero Academia, where
Ooh.
I think we've just finished like our little filler arc before our next main one.
Oh, that's good.
Which is really good as well. And I'm currently been binging this new anime I came across, which has already been like it's actually had heyday and gone already. It's called World Trigger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's done by Toei Animation, so the guys who did like Dragon Ball Z and shit.
Oh yeah.
Very enjoyable. I've been watching that a lot. I've on like episode 30 of 70. I think there's it's not a very big anime, so I've been like just watching 2 episodes a day. It's really, I just sucked me straight in.
Yeah.
So it's been really good. And then last night I couldn't sleep, so I watched the remake of The Thing, and it was not good.
The remake. Ooh. I've seen the remake.
I watched the original, and the original's great. Because
Yeah, the original's classic. Yeah, cult classic.
As everyone's known, and I don't care if you're going to call me out for spoiler alert, the movie came out in the 80s. Fuck you.
Oh, yeah.
How, like, you don't know if it's...
Wait, spoilers!
Fuck you. But it's like at the end of the film, you don't actually know if either of them are the Thing.
Yeah.
That's the best part. But in this one, there is if it's 2011, so I'm going to spoil it anyway if you haven't seen it. But it comes down to a dude and a chick. But in this one, they establish that the Thing can't replicate metal, in things that aren't living tissue. So if you've got a piercing, if you get killed by it and it takes your body, you won't have the piercing anymore.
Yeah.
So so they one of the checks they started doing was like the fillings, like checking for people who have fillings and this, that, and whatever. So it was like one of those things, and it comes down to at the very end of it, there's a big end scene, a big crescendo, and then there's like, all right, the dude and the chick are like walking away, they're loading up, about to go and get help and try and get out of Antarctica now, and the dude doesn't have an earring, and she notices and just burns him alive and just walks away into the distance. I'm like, she couldn't get like, I wanted that same ending where it was just like, do we really know if it's completely gone? Like, the audience still questions it, like,
yeah,
no, and then it leads into this big debate.
Leaves room for a sequel.
No, not even that. Like, because that's what they did with the original film in The Thing. Like, that's still debated today whether or not one of them is the Thing, because we don't know. That's the best part. If you're like, oh, but if you look and the sun glints off him in this second, you can see the change. But no, you fucking can't see anything. We don't know. That's the best part. That's what they wanted. I was still hoping for something like that, but this one we got like a definitive ending.
Yeah.
But no, it was okay. Like the action was cool and that, and the way they came over things. But it's like, nah. The guy from Game of Thrones in it, who played Tormund, you know, smelly fart beard, red hair guy,
Yes.
obsessed with the big lady. Yeah, he's in it. He fucking dies terribly. He probably dies. He's the worst death out of all. I'm like, because whenever I watch a movie like that, like a horror movie, or even Saw, I always kind of like look at those films and go, is that the way I would want to die in a situation like that?
Yeah, I do as well.
He
Actually,
dies
funny
in it,
enough.
like he's the one I'm like, nope, not me, nope, thank you. It's bad.
I'm not dying like that, thank you.
Like, well, so in this version of the thing, it splits off into smaller ones to keep itself alive and mutating. So one of the smaller ones gets under his face and starts eating him and mutating him from his mouth.
Ugh.
So the problem is when they come to save him, he's too far gone, but he's still him and he's still alive.
Ugh.
So they have to burn him alive after having his face sucked off for like 20 minutes. I was like,
That
that's
sucks.
the worst one.
That sucks.
That is a bad death.
It
Fuck
sucks,
that.
and I'm sitting there like, no, no, no.
Yeah.
And the worst part is, one of his eyes is like fucked, and so he's got one eye and he's looking straight at him, like screaming still while this thing's fucking raping his face. And you can see him, and he's kind of like terrified because he knows what they have to do. So not only that, he saw it coming, and I'm like, no, no, not for me. Terrible.
Yeah, that is a terrible death.
Yeah. That's what I've been watching and trying to keep myself entertained, other than like books and gaming as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. I just finished watching like the English Game on Netflix, which is super good. Recommend
what?
that. English Game. So, you've seen Downton Abbey?
No.
So it's sort of like it's set in Old English, and it's about like the first working men's team to win the FA Cup. So it's all about like football as well, which is really interesting. It's actually a really good watch. It's only like 6 episodes, so like it's one of those Netflix like quick series that I literally I binged in like 2 days or something. Yeah, and like that's pretty much it. I'm watching a lot of anime as well. Rewatching Fairy Tail. Fucking love Fairy Tail.
I love that, and I also hate it because like I was like playing catch up with it, and then Crunchyroll are only running it from the new stuff where it's like in the I don't even know, it's like the new.
Yeah, so I got Anime Lab. This isn't responsible for Anime Lab. Anime Lab's really good because it's got like all the animes I really watch on it. So like it's got like Digimon. I was like fuck yeah, and like Fairy Tail as well. So I'm rewatching Fairy Tail.
Yeah.
Good.
Speaking of anime, though, I also just started watching one. By that, I binged it in a day while I was playing Borderlands. Are you familiar with Kaijo?
Wait, you're watching? So you've been watching what you might cut out? Did you say One Piece?
Kaijo?
No, I was watching, Kaijo. Have you seen that? I was watching anime that I watched in like a day. I binge watched it in a day to, just in the background of, while I was playing Borderlands. It's called Kaijo. Very interesting. I'm just gonna read the synopsis here, just before, if I can find it. Hang on. You keep talking while I find the synopsis.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no. So I like Crunchyroll because it's got like weird, different kind of stuff to find.
Yeah.
So it had Dragon Ball Super, which was great. It doesn't have One Punch Man, so I just watched that online somewhere.
Okay, yeah. I think Anime Lab has One Punch Man. I might actually watch that as well.
They got season 2 of it. So.
Really? Yeah,
like,
cool.
A lot of different ones. Like so Crunchyroll got Ruby.
Yes, they do. I watched what did I watch on Crunchyroll that was really? I watched Persona 5, the animation on it.
Well, yeah. So it's got like some good.
Which is all subbed as well. Yeah.
It also has my hands down favorite anime that's not really an anime, which is called iShield 21. It's like one of my favorite animes of all time. It's about American football.
Ooh.
And
I actually like those sports anime. It's like the Prince of Tennis.
It's about this
sports
kid.
ones are good. Well, this one's kind of a sport one.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
You got the synopsis?
So yeah, Kaijo. It's somewhat sport one. This series centers around the fictional women-only sport of Kaijo, where players stand on floating platforms and aim to push the other opponents off into the water using only their breasts and/or butt.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
the plot.
I know that. Oh, yeah,
That is
I
the
saw
plot.
that. God damn it.
I know what you're talking about as well.
I'm annoyed, yeah, because I've seen it pop up in my fucking. It's like, hey, you should check this out. I'm like, nope.
But you know what? Why the fuck not?
Wait, how do you spell it?
K-A-I.
K-E-I-J-O.
Okay. Oh yeah, Kaijo. Kaijo.
yeah, no, Aisha 21's that was a '90s anime as well, so it's got that old school feel to it as well, which I really love.
Yeah.
And so it's about this kid who was like literally bullied his entire life up to this point, and all he ever did was he became a gopher, which is running errands for bullies, and using all his own money and shit. And but what that did is it just built up his fucking legs, so he becomes like this running back who can run at the literal speed of light. And it's just like one of those over the top kind of like, whoa, he's so fast.
Nani?
Yeah, it's like, and then he just appeared. And it's like, but it's actually like super good. It's this ultimate underdog story about this ragtag team of people who are all just useless, but when they all come together, they're the fucking tits. So it's
So
it's old school.
sounds like us.
Yeah, pretty much. But I'm also really good on my own. So
One of Kaijo's episode is called "The Battle for the Fastest Butt."
That's what he's watching tonight.
I just went on the IMDb. Got rated like 7. It's not bad.
Yeah. It was actually, the story was pretty good.
There you go.
But yeah, it's good. Like there's been lots of things. I actually highly recommend if you've never seen it, Goblin Slayer. Oh my god, it is very in your face, instant. Like so, it's very gory. It's one of those anime that really pushes the boundaries of like what you could probably bear to watch.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
like literally the first episode, because it's all about like heroes, right? And,
Heroes.
so these like kids come down and they're like, we're young heroes and we're adventurers and we're gonna go kill goblins because goblins are easy to kill. They literally, and it shows you all of this, by the way.
Every D&D team ever.
Yeah, and they show you all of this, by the way. They get killed off one by one and then raped,
Oh, lovely.
and you see it, and it's not good because a couple of them,
What was it called?
Goblin
Goblin
Slayer.
Slayer. There's 12 episodes.
Alright.
It's a very short anime, but then it's all based around this one guy who all he does is hunt goblins. And everyone just gives him shit for it. And then it turns out that goblins are like the most brutal fucking things to ever kill. So it's really good. I highly recommend it. It's 12 episodes. You can do it a day.
Adding it to my to-watch list. I also have one to recommend, and that's Cells at Work. I'm sure I've recommended it on a previous podcast.
Yes, you did. That was the last podcast you spoke about. That's the where it's all about the red cell, where red cells, white cells, like it's a human body, right? But it's in
You're
like an
close,
anime.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are two main characters here, the red blood cell and the white blood cell, and they're just fucking awesome.
There you go. Recommendations.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been going for nearly 2 hours though. We should probably.
Are we really? Probably should wrap
it
up.
We're getting close
Yeah.
to it. It's nearly 4. Yeah.
Yeah, probably should wrap up.
Long one. It was a normal length and then a.
Yeah, well, it's basically like we redid the last one that we
Yeah.
did. So,
My bad.
oh, do we want to talk about? Do you know one thing we missed and that we really should be talking about though?
Yeah.
Dude, how good is it to be a fucking metal fan right now? Oh my god. Polaris come out with album of the year, then it's like quickly followed by like Flip Phone Fantasy from Ocean Grove. 4 years strong released the
Just
first.
look at that.
Yeah, 4 years strong have just released their first new music in 5 years with a phenomenal
Wait.
fucking album.
Yeah.
Have you got?
There we go. That album.
Yeah, The
Is-
Death of Me. You know.
Oh my god. Yep.
Alasana have released the entire Annabelle saga as like a 3-piece that you can buy.
I know you're also keen. Enter Shikari have new this month.
April 19th. It actually just got shipped. So I'm getting it before it comes out. It's been shipped.
Oh wait.
So, well, because I'm in their fan program. I'm a future historian. It's their fan program, so I signed up for that because they're literally I tattooed their shit on my chest, man. It's right here.
I'm familiar with knowing what band tattoos are. All right.
Yeah, but I'm in their future historians thing, and so when you get that, you get the band's mobile number, and they just message you all the time. It's great with updates of the studio, video clips, fucking all sorts of shit. Yeah, it's actually really cool, and so we and obviously there's a lot of albums coming out. Like Neck Deep have new music coming out soon. The new album drops. I want to say.
And then Remember eventually will drop theirs.
Yeah, I think I Prevail said they got a new release coming up.
Yep.
Oh no, they already
just
dropped
released
it.
a
It's the
cruiser.
reimagined stuff. Yeah.
No, they've still got more on the horizon coming out as well. Ice 9 Kills haven't officially, but they heavily teased it. I'll send you a link to an interview. There was one that I had with Spencer where he's pretty much said there was a shitload of songs that they wanted to put on, or movies they wanted to reference, but they couldn't. And he finished it up. He's also said for their upcoming tour with I Prevail and Papa Roach, and Five Finger Death Punch, they had a song ready to release with that, but because that got cancelled, they're not releasing the song yet. And then he finished the interview with like, it's kind of an unspoken rule of horror films that there's always a sequel.
Yeah. Well, I was about to say, but have you seen that fucking vinyl they're releasing? Oh, the saw blade covered in blood as a vinyl. It's so good.
I want it. Yeah, so they've unofficially announced a new album essentially. A relatively unknown band. You might know them. Have you heard of Elavera?
No, can't I have?
Okay. A relatively unknown Brisbane band have also got a new song coming out on the 1st of May.
Yeah, link me for that, please. Wester.
Will do.
Another great band I really love, Wester. If you're into like your classic old school punky kind of feel, not the super fast paced punk, but like the kind of punk poppy stuff.
Yeah.
Or sorry, pop punk I should say. Yeah, Wester, WSTR, all capitals. They got new stuff coming out very soon. Their latest song, I think it's called Filthy. I've just basically had on repeat.
Yeah. Even Dream on Dreamer's final release.
Yeah. It's so good to be like a heavy music fan because there's just shit falling out of everyone's asshole, and for some reason, all the bands seem to really give a shit about actually making good music again instead of just pumping out albums.
Yeah.
It's everything has been fucking. Well, let's not talk about Amity.
That metal, the phase where metal was somewhat electronic for like in the mid 2010s. Thank fuck that's over. Like there was some decent songs that came out. Yeah. Thank fuck that phase is over, man. Like.
Yeah, man. It's a really good time to be a heavy music fan again. It's just there's so well, it always has been, I guess, but there's just like I think All Time Low just put out a new album too.
Yeah, I haven't listened to it yet, but
neither have I. They just put it out.
Yeah, I know you just briefly mentioned Amity. Their album was okay.
Was it though? I got it. And I listened to it and I went, "Oh, honey, no. What'd you do?
It was
what happened to you?"
It was better than Misery, their last album. Quite hard. It was the best songs from that. The way I describe it, the best songs from it were the 3 singles they released before the album. That's the only songs worth listening to, in my opinion. So that's how I
want to point out about bands who release music from albums first. Have you ever discovered and found that it seems to be the songs they release off albums are usually songs numbered 2, 3, and 4 off the album? You ever noticed that?
Or like 1, 2, and 5. They're in the first 5 always.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always been interested to see why they do that. I don't know why. Yeah. All right. Let's cut it there. Fucking been going for ages.
Yeah.
Right.
So basically, the important points from this podcast is that Nick is streaming tomorrow, so everyone should go check that out.
Nick is streaming.
1 p.m. 1:30 p.m. 1:30. 1 o'clock p.m.
1 o'clock on the 11th of April, being tomorrow.
Doom Eternal.
Brisbane time. Twitch.tv/Hartleaf HEARTLEAF with a little underscore in the end. You can find me there. I stream pretty much all the time when I'm at home, obviously.
I'll be in the chat.
Yeah. Do it.
I'll join after work.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll still be going, but the VOD will be there. Like I said, I might try and record it as well, so I can get it cut down and put on the Team Tampants thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Other than that, just stay
Brad,
safe.
you wanna? Yeah, stay safe, stay indoors.
Stay safe, stay indoors. Fuck Pizza Hut.
Wash your hands. Fuck Pizza Hut. Brad, you wanna send us out? Brad?
It's the outro song. It isn't very long. Yeah.
Stay safe, everyone.